a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Good morning and welcome to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Today is Thursday, February the 12th, 2026. We are almost at the end of the work week. Yes, tomorrow is a fantastic Friday. Yes, Carnival is upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined in the studio by the ever lovely Renessa Ortiz. She's dancing. She's ready for the Carnival coming up Monday and Tuesday. Good morning, Renessa.
Good morning, Akinabi. Good morning to our viewers who always tune in at Tobago Updates Television. It's always a pleasure to be in studio here with you, bringing you all the conversations. And yes, Akinabi, I was dancing, but more so I was making the motion of the pan.
Okay, all right. A pan enthusiast we have in studio here. Viewers, we have a lot of interesting stuff for you all lined up for this morning. Renessa, we saw some very interesting results in the Barbados elections yesterday. They had the elections. The Prime Minister there would have called the elections, I believe it was 1 year earlier, an entire year early, for February 11th, which was yesterday, and they took a clean sweep.
And that just speaks to me as Mia Motley's leadership in terms of not just within our country, but also being recognized worldwide. And I think that also speaks to the person that she is, the things that she does for her country. And it reflected in the voter turnout. It reflected in who the people chose at the end of the day. Yes,
and if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is her third clean sweep in the polls. So it is without a doubt that Barbados is behind Mia Motley at this point in time. They really support her. Viewers, we have that and even more to talk about. We have some Carnival discussions to have as well. But before we do any of that, we want to go for a break, so do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Tobago, it's Carnival. The vibe, the event space, formerly known as Shade, for the court Tobago, said, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwamg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum, it's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is Carnival.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, and it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. Yes, and here at Tobago Updates, whatever you're celebrating, we want to celebrate it with you, whether it is a birthday, an anniversary, whatever it is, we would like to celebrate with you. And we start off this morning celebration by saying happy birthday to Miss Nadia Moses. Happy birthday to you, Miss Moses. God's richest blessings. Today is your special day. You're born, very close to Valentine's Day, so you get a double dipping of gifts and presents and all sorts of things like that. We hope that your loved ones, they treat you very nicely today. You take some time off to reflect on God's goodness in your life, and you keep Him in your mind and in the forefront of all things you do going forward.
Up next, we have Keisha George Clark. Happy birthday from us here at the Tobago Updates family. We want to wish you a bright and a joyful day, that your day is filled with love and laughter, and spend with those who appreciate and cherish you, and that this year going forward is a prosperous one.
Alright, viewers, and whatever you're celebrating, we want to celebrate with you. Whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, you've graduated from school, you started a business, you bought a home, you got a new apartment, whatever you're celebrating, we want to celebrate with you here at Tobago Updates. And Tobago, Trinidad, the Caribbean, and the wider world will celebrate with you as well. So, Vanessa, what do we have in the lineup this morning?
So this morning, Akilabe, before we went for the break, you mentioned the Barbados Labour Party clean sweep. We're talking this morning with Ricardo Roberts. He's a journalist, and we're going to be talking about the Barbados elections. And that is a two-part segment, and right after that, we're going to be speaking with Keena McMillan. She's the committee member in charge of hospitality for the Windward Afro Queen show, and she's here to talk to us about the Windward Afro Queen show that will be taking place soon.
Right, thank you very much, Vanessa, for that. And viewers, before we get into our first interview, we just have a public advisory here from the Division of Education, Skills and Innovation. And they say, attention residents of Mason Hall, please be advised that a 3K road race will take place on Thursday, 12th February 2026, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 noon. Over 300 students will be participating and running through the area. Motorists are asked to proceed with caution, park properly, and be mindful of the students along the route. Thank you for your cooperation, and this event is brought to you by the Division of Education, Skills and Innovation, the Tobago House of Assembly. All right, viewers, so we have on the line Mr. Ricardo Roberts, who's a journalist based in Barbados. I'm being told we don't have him on the line right at this moment. So viewers, we'll go for a short break while we work out the technical issues, and then we'll have on the line Mr. Ricardo Roberts, and we'll be talking about the BLP's clean sweep in Barbados' elections yesterday. So do us a favor, share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
Coming up, fets, pan, parades, soca. Yes, Carnival is in full swing. Artists from all over added their strokes to Antigua and Barbuda's canvas. A boost for these Barbadian projects through the power to make a difference. Equal servings of culture and good cheer. It's Caribbean Passport TV right here on this station.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And now we do have on the line Mr. Ricardo Roberts, who is a journalist based in Barbados, and he's here to talk to us about the Barbados elections and the BLP's clean sweep. Good morning, Mr. Roberts. Good morning, Mr. Roberts. We seem to be having some technical difficulties there. Good morning, Mr. Roberts.
Hello, good morning. Are you hearing me and seeing me?
Yes, we're hearing you and seeing you. The elections in Barbados took place yesterday. If I'm not mistaken, the Prime Minister would have called the elections a year early, and we see that they've gotten a clean sweep. We seem to be having some technical difficulties there getting Mr. Roberts on the line. We will continue working assiduously to rectify those problems. But Renessa, as we were saying earlier, it's a clean sweep. What does that mean for the Barbados Labour Party? Oh, we have Mr. Roberts on once again. Mr. Roberts?
Yes. Yes, morning again. I wouldn't say it was an early election. People were expecting it. It was an election year already. So normally the elections are held in January in Barbados. So people were already preparing or expecting it. A 30-0 victory, not surprising, but a vast majority of the people felt that I think it's time to have an opposition. And what we saw yesterday was actually a surprise victory, because many people on the ground felt that there was a chance for the DLP to have at least 4 or 5 seats in the House because of the type of the quality of campaigning that they brought to the electoral process. So we were expecting a 26-4 result, but that was not the case. The people had spoken, and there you had the 30-0 result.
So, Mr. Roberts, this is not the first clean sweep that the Mia Motley-led BLP has had in the general elections. Just speak to us about that developing trend within the politics of Barbados.
Well, yeah, as you said, it's really not the first time, and this 30-0 is as a result of the voters' concern about the opposition. If you remember, back in 2018, the Barbados Labour Party would have won their first 30-0 sweep as a result of the policies of the previous Frondel Stewart administration. That has continued for the 2022 election and this one, because they felt that the opposition really was not ready. Well, what is interesting though, Mr. Holder, is that what we saw here in this election was a low voter turnout. It was quite surprising to see the low numbers of people coming out to vote. I would have went to the polling station just after 6 p.m. in my district. I'm in the St. Andrew constituency, and the lines were not long. It was not long at all, and so that reflected on the voter apathy that you are seeing in the country. But again, as we saw for the last 2 results, people were still not happy with the state of affairs in the opposition Democratic Labour Party, and perhaps Prime Minister Mia Motley is doing something good that would allow for a high turnout of supporters of the ruling Barbados Labour Party.
Now, Ricardo, I know that you mentioned low voter turnout, and you mentioned that you went to polling stations and you were looking at the individuals that were coming into the stations. Being someone on the ground, what are some of the issues that you think that either parties aren't dealing with, that the voters, the electorate, still aren't entirely pleased with either of the parties? I know Mia Motley won with a clean sweep, but you're still saying it's a low voter turnout. So what are some of the things that you think in the Barbados climate still need to be rectified?
Well, for sure, let's first talk about the issues that affected people to not to vote, voter apathy, as you would call it. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I think the government has come under fire for lack of consultation on many of its policies. And that has been a burning point for many people, that the government has been pushing through some of its policies without having a fair conversation. I would not say that they did not have, but it wasn't widespread enough to get much voices on some of the policies. I mean, that's a major factor. On the DLP side, as I said, you had the issue of persons not really impressed by the kind of leadership that the opposition was pushing, even though we all know Ralph Thorne as a learned attorney, he would have made his case, for the opposition after having crossed the floor 2 years ago. People were not impressed by his style of politics, and I think that is what really caused the party to lose so severely in the electoral process. I must say, though, and I want to emphasize this, that as I spoke about the voting process yesterday, there were some issues throughout the day. During the day, what we saw was a lot of people being turned away from the polling stations because their names were not on the list. Mind you, the Electoral and Boundaries Commission has been going through a 30-year process of cleaning up the electoral list. And when I say clean up, that I mean by removing the persons who were deceased, persons who have actually moved out of the country. So there was this reform that had been going on for quite some time. And what we saw yesterday was really startling, that a number of Barbadians, people who live here, born and are bred here, they were not able to vote. There were some first-time voters as well, just turned 18, and they were not eligible to vote because their names were not on the list. Even the opposition leader, Ralph Thorne, was not able to vote because of an anomaly with his address. I think he was living in one constituency, and he was voting in another constituency, and his name did not appear in the list that he was voting in, even though his own wife was able to vote in the constituency that he attempted to vote in yesterday. So we saw a number of issues happening there. Of course, this is the first time the CARICOM observers team had come into an election in Barbados. This has never been done before. It was requested, and so they came, and I'm sure they will have a number of issues to highlight in their report when they have their press conference either today or tomorrow.
Now, I know it's a 13-0 sweep, right? And much like in Trinidad and Tobago, the question was brought to the forefront: how are they going to be accountable for the next few years in their tenure? So does it mean that democracy would not be as prominent as it needs to without an opposition there in Barbados? What is it like there in Barbados? What are people saying?
Well, as I said from the initial stages, people were surprised by the 13-0. They were hoping to have an opposition because it all forms part of democracy, where you have a viable opposition challenging the government's policies. In the first two instances where the Barbados Labour Party had won the election 13-0, we saw two instances where people crossed the floor. But even before that, we had 30 parliamentarians who were able to speak for their own selves. And there were instances where MPs would have perhaps disagreed with some of their colleagues' instances. So more of the senior politicians, the veteran politicians who were in the parliament, elected under the same banner had a different view of their own, colleagues. So you still found that semblance of trying to maintain a balance, even though there's a dominant party in the parliament. But nobody really wanted a 30-0. Maybe those on the Barbados Labour Party side would have wanted this, but it was not expected, because what we saw this time around was a formidable challenge coming from the DLP. We didn't expect them to win the seat because of the policies that the Prime Minister has been doing to transform the economy. You're talking about 38 weeks of import cover from the 7 or 8 weeks that was left by the previous DLP administration. So you saw some economic confidence of the country. But for the most part, people expected that the opposition would have put up a challenge, and they did, but it really wasn't enough for them to secure a seat. So that's where we are right now.
Mr. Roberts, you spoke about the challenges with their elections authority in terms of getting people registered to vote and cleaning up the electoral list, and it even impacted the opposition leader. What do issues like this do to really affect the country's or the electorate's confidence that they are engaging in free and fair elections?
Well, I mean, Barbados, for the most part, has been, people trust the system. So they really, a lot of people felt there wasn't any need for a CARICOM of observers team to come in, right? But I think for the most part, what we are seeing here, in relation to your question, people still do have confidence in the system. I don't think people felt that there was any cheating. Most people on the ground did not see the need for any independent observers to come in, but because of who the Prime Minister is, who is willing to hear the concerns of people, she would have allowed them in to observe the elections, and what had transpired wasn't anything different from the previous elections that has been held in this country. So people do trust the system, and of course there are concerns, and those concerns has to do with the infrastructure of the EBC. I think many people are calling for some type of electoral reform because of the anomalies that present itself in every election. That is something that people are hoping to see when the next election is called, so that everybody would be allowed to have a say or a vote, have the opportunity to vote in the election. But for the most part, I don't think people have any major concerns with the electoral process here, really.
All right, Mr. Roberts, we have to go for a short break. When we come back, we want to discuss what these results mean for the DLP, because I believe it's been 2018, 2022, and now 2026. They have not won a seat in any of the elections. So when we come back on the other side of the break, we'll discuss the future of the DLP. Viewers, do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Hey, as you come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yes, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla. I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We're continuing conversations with Mr. Ricardo Roberts, who is a journalist based in Barbados. And we're talking about the Barbados elections yesterday. The Barbados Labour Party cruising to a 30-0 clean sweep. This is their third consecutive clean sweep in the Barbados elections. Mr. Roberts, we want to talk about the Democratic Labour Party, who is the opposition party in Barbados. They had, if you want to add it up, they had 90 chances in the last 3 elections to win a seat, and they haven't done so. What is going on with the DLP, and why are they so unappealing to the people of Barbados?
Well, for the most part, the internal fractures within the party, I think the party base has divided so much that people no longer have confidence in the institution that is the Democratic Labour Party. It's not as attractive as it were under David Thompson or even its founder, Errol Walton Barrow. Since the last election, and this was in 2022, there has been fractures within that party. People have agreements. So what you're seeing is 2 groups of people trying to coexist in one party, and that really caused the party to implode. Ralph Thorne had tried to come in and consolidate those groups, and unsuccessfully so. Other groups would have went on to form what we are seeing as smaller parties that came up to contest this election. So groups like Friends of Democracy and Reform Barbados and all these other groups would have come up from the bosom of the DLP. And I think the party now has to look at how it intends to move into the next election, which is constitutionally due either in 2030 or 2031. As a united force to attract the people to vote for them. DLP strongholds like St. John, St. Lucie, and there were other parts of St. Philip, and even in St. Michael, there are some DLP strongholds that could not even swing for this election. They were close, but the DLP did not manage to win. There was one candidate that many people were hoping for to win. I think this is the St. Michael Northeast seat. A young, vibrant candidate by the name of Mr. Ryan Walters. Many people felt that he would have been the one to get a seat in the parliament. But for some reason, I don't know if it is because of the splitting of the votes or because of the low voter turnout, that candidate, who many people felt that would have been an easy win because of the kind of campaign that he would have led, he could have won that seat. But again, it just leads to what is happening. People's feelings with the DLP that has done significant work, mind you, to this country, helping the country's education system and so on. But over the years, that trust with the DLP has eroded, and I think that lack of trust, has been tainted, and we have seen it in this election. So the DLP has a lot of work to do to repair their internal structures to become the formidable force it once was in the 90s and 80s and so on.
Now, do you think, in terms of the DLP's leadership, that in order for the people to gain that public trust again, is that they need a new face? Because I think between that 2008 to 2018 period was when there was significant economic strain within the country, and I think a lot of the voters or the electorate still remember that. So do you believe that that is also one of the critical reasons why the voters still aren't putting the DLP back over the Barbados Labour Party?
Yeah, those were factors. I don't think the issue of new faces really was an issue, because you've had several people who would have come on board after Frondell Stewart would have lost the election. So you had a young and bright lecturer, Dr. Ronnie Yearwood. He was one who would have challenged Mayor Motley in an election as well. And then before him you had Verla de Pisa, another senior attorney in this country. She would have come immediately after Frondell Stewart. So there were new faces that came on. But as you said, I don't think people really forgot what happened between what they describe as the lost decade between 2008 and 2018, where the DLP had ruled and there was significant economic pressures on the country. And if you remember, there were several downgrades from the international rating agencies to the economy, and people felt the hurt. People were hurt by that. So those were factors that we could consider that would have contributed to the result today, basically.
Now, Mr. Roberts, in the past few months, the Caribbean region has experienced quite a tumultuous time in the politics, given the geopolitical situation that we recently came out of. But in the last few elections in St. Vincent and St. Lucia, there were accusations of the United National Congress interfering in those elections, and those insinuations were raised once again in Barbados. Was there a strong sense that there was interference or some sort of meddling in the elections coming out of Port of Spain? Was that feeling there in Barbados?
None whatsoever. And I don't think either political parties, whether the BLP or the DLP, would have allowed it. There was no sense. People have heard the yellow is the code issue and that mantra going through the Caribbean, and they felt that that would have been the same for Barbados. But there was, I can say without the shadow of a doubt, there was no interference from any political party from outside of Barbados trying to influence the voters. I mean, you have social media where people are seeing the inferences of yellow is the code, but that couldn't influence the vote here. I think people were focused on its internal matters, and that is what they voted on. It couldn't make any impact in the electoral process here in Barbados.
Okay, I just want to go back a little bit to the DLP. I made a reference because I know that there were some inferences in the space, and the Prime Minister would have addressed it on the platform, which led to the leader of government business in Port of Spain to assure persons that they were not in fact meddling in the elections. So I just thought to raise that issue. I just want to go back a bit to the DLP's restructuring of themselves. Is it that we know it's not a change in the face, but is it a change in how they operate? Do people feel that the DLP is still the same old DLP? Do they need a rebranding? What do you think is the real crux of the disenchantment with the party? Apart from the fracturing, what else can the DLP do to make persons gain that confidence in them once again?
Well, I think it's all of the above. Remember when there was when Ralph Thorne crossed the floor, that would have triggered certain things in the internal structures of the party. First, Ralph Thorne had to be he voted in as president, even while there was a sitting president of the party, even though there was a sitting general secretary. And with Ralph Thorne's ascension to the helm, that would have created a situation that would have created, friction. And it didn't go down too well. It was in the public domain. The people had seen this. This had discouraged young voters, young people in the party to, really move away. Last night we would have seen some young voters as well come in to lend their support to the party. But what you said, all of the above, what you said, the internal structures, I think needs to be reformed in order for the party to be a viable option. And yes, you have a group of people who still perhaps follow the Errol Barrow legacy. I remember one caller calling into a program, and he cited that there are many people who are still entrenched in the Errol Barrow policies, and he wants that it's time to move away from the legacy that Errol Barrow left and deal with the issues of the day. So there are many people who will still hold on to those tradition, if that is what, if that's the right word to use, and to look at what is affecting Barbados now. So what you had said there, that was embedded in your question, are factors that would have led to where we are today with the Democratic Labour Party.
And finally, before we wrap the interview, the BLP won the elections. What, based on the manifestos and the policies that have espoused on the campaign trail, what do you think Barbadians are looking forward to the most?
Well, I know the Prime Minister would have promised, given, I think, children who were born between, was it 2022 or something? I think she gave a specific date. So she's given some economic jump start for young people. I think she promised to give each child $5,000, and they will not be able to use those funds until they are 18. So it's going to be in a system where it's going to be built up, and a lot of Barbadians are looking forward to that. Of course, she will bring in some of the policies that existed in her previous incarnation under the last 4.5 years. All the economic reforms and the increase in pensions and so on. Those are the things she brought back into this campaign, and I think she is going to see how to, because, well, of course, the party's manifesto is now, the policy of this incoming government. So those are things that people are looking forward to see how they're going to pay for it. That is something that we are going to look at, basically.
Mr. Roberts, we want to thank you so much for coming on this morning to Tobago Updates and sharing your oversight and overview on the BLP 13-0 sweep in Barbados. Prime Minister Mia Mottley still reclaiming her seat as Prime Minister and leader of Barbados going forward in the next tenure. We want to thank you for coming on this morning and sharing your oversight.
It's been a pleasure to you guys, and thank you so much for inviting me on. Thank you so much.
All right, viewers, we have to go for a break, and when we come back, we discuss some carnival business. Yes, some carnival business. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff, just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
Coming up, fets, pan, parades, soca. Yes, Carnival is in full swing. Artists from all over added their strokes to Antigua and Barbuda's canvas. A boost for these Barbadian projects through the power to make a difference. Equal servings of culture and good cheer. It's Caribbean Passport TV right here on this station.
Breakfast Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We see that the Blue Wave Harmony docked into the port of Scarborough. So yes, viewers, the cargo boat is back. The panic is over. The boat is back. They worked night and day to rectify the problems. And I know the people of Tobago, the business community of Tobago particularly, will be very appreciative of the hard work that the government put in to rectify this problem in such a short order. And we see there also Scarborough is a bit scanty for 7:45. You can tell it's Carnival week. You can tell it's Carnival week, 7:45, and Scarborough is scanty. People's minds are on celebration coming up from this week right up until Ash Wednesday. People will be celebrating. Talking about celebrations, viewers, we have in studio here a man known very well to be participating in Carnival, Mr. Avery Seaton, and he's attached to Bago Limers. I believe he's the public relations officer, if I'm not mistaken, of Bago Limers, and he's here to talk about Bago Limers Carnival Prime. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, panel. Mr. Roy Short, our leader. Good morning to all Big Limers crew and members. Morning.
So you're talking about Carnival Prime. Tell us what Carnival Prime is really about, because I've seen it on this flyer here. You're saying something about 8 days of pure vibes. Explain what is Carnival Prime to us.
First, Big Limers vibes. Right, so we bring the vibes. So Carnival Prime is about priming up for the carnival. You're priming up for that time of the year. So it's 8 days, from Wednesday last night to Ash Wednesday, straight vibes. You know, down by the mass camp, you come down, we liming, we cooking, and we just enjoying yourself. Pure vibes. And you know, you could, one time in the mass camp, one time, so you could buy your costume one time for Monday and for Tuesday. Because Monday, we know we go in orange. We fully orange. We taking Kong Point in orange on Monday. Alright? That is $300 package. You get in your t-shirt, you get in your goodies bag, you getting some, you getting drinks and your breakfast. And then to come down in the bar, we lime again, we vibes again, and we get yourself ready up for Tuesday in Color Hall. Old school. You're going back to school, so you know you get your old Big Limers t-shirt, you put it back on, put it on, you dust it off, you come out, you get the old tie, those kind of stuff, and you come back out again on Tuesday, $200 package again. And it's pure vibe. Ash Wednesday, we just vibes it down.
Well, and you're saying vibes in down, but where you're going to be vibes in down Ash Wednesday?
Right by the bar.
And the bar, that's in Kong Point?
Kong Point. Right by Big Limers bar and mass camp. Right there. No, you know, from the Israel section, it's vibes. Pure vibes.
You said 8 days of pure vibes. Is it the same type of vibe on each day, or is it a series of different events?
Different things happen. It's spontaneous, you know. When we vibes, when we spontaneous, you know. All of a sudden, a man pull out tassa, you have tassa. A man pull out a drum, we have rhythm. An artist might drop in, lay down some music for it. So it's just pure vibes. And then I bubble a pot, a fish broth, a corn soup. No, just bubble pots and the thing moving smoothly.
We know that Bago Limers, when Bago Limers start a line, Or they doesn't really go and sleep. Or they don't go and sleep. So let people know if it's 8 days, they go home, they sleep, they come back, they go home, they sleep, they bathe, they change, they come back. Or do you all have an opening and closing time?
Well, the vibes going on. The vibes is going. So you come down your vibes and you want take a pause, you take a pause. But we taking a pause. In between we take a pause and really we bother we come back at 6:30, 7 o'clock back again, you know. So you come back out in your line again. But in evening time, the vibes really kicks in on the evening. The full evening time from about 6 o'clock right down is where the vibe will kick in right through to morning.
So you spoke about packages earlier. Are there different tiers of packaging, general, VIP, or is it one standard package straight across the board?
One package straight across the board. When you, as a family, you have VIP.
You spoke about a goodies bag as well. You want to give out any details about what could be in that goodies bag?
Sure, no rules. Yeah, but no, the goodie bag have things from our sponsors. We have a car on board, we have riding and other sponsors coming on. So as the sponsors come on, we have a goodie bag packing for you and surety. No rules, just pure fun.
And we want to know, is it that the price would be paid on each day of the 8 day of vibes, or is it that it's one price for the 8 days?
It have no cost to the vibes. The cost is for the juvie. The juvie, which is the Monday and the Tuesday. But the vibes is free. You come down and you just vibes. Pure energy.
Except your drinks, you have to buy your drinks by the bar.
You buy the bar. Call the bar up.
All right, so we know that Bagel Limers has a strong following over the years, and you'll have always been present in Carnival, no matter what happening, whether it's October or National Carnival, you'll make sure that you have a presence in Carnival. Just talk to us about the journey of Bagel Limers over the years.
Bagel Limers is one of the only mass organization that is ambassadors to the Carnival and Master Tobago. We travel to different islands supporting Tobago and its Carnival. We believe in the culture. We really believe in the culture of Tobago, the culture of Carnival, the culture and the whole. So we definitely, that's our purpose, that's our mandate, to maintain and to always support Tobago culture, Tobago going forward.
All right, so give us one last push for the marketing of Carnival Lime. Is it Carnival Lime? Carnival Prime, sorry.
Prime, yeah.
Carnival Prime. Tell persons where they could get on Tobago, Bagel Limers, the communications, phone numbers, social media handles, that kind of thing.
All right, so first, Milford Road, Crown Point, can't miss the bar. As a swing wrong, as a reach down Crown Point, the bar always open. You'll see the bar, and then you could call 798-9920. You can call 634-7963, 722-6343. You can call those numbers. Also, you can go on our Facebook page, Bagel Limers, on Facebook page, same Bagel Limers on all social media platform. Bagel Limers on social media platform, you get onto us. The vibe is free. As we see, we in every carnival, we love the culture, we support the culture, so we actually all come down, support the vibes. The course, the mass is open, so you know you have packages. Come get your package one time on Friday. On Friday from 4 p.m. the mass camp will be open fully for distribution of costumes already, and you can still come and buy your costumes at the same time. Right on, we open. So come on down. Let's come and join the vibes.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Avery Seaton, who's the PRO for Bagel Limers, talking about Carnival Prime. It is 8 days of pure vibes. 8 days of pure vibes. Bagel Limers going right up to Ash Wednesday, I believe it is, Mr.
Yeah.
Right up to Ash Wednesday. So give them a call, check their social media, and participate. All right, viewers, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the Tobago Updates morning show, but the programming on Tobago Updates television station continues. We have GMT up next, so we want you to do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. GMT is up next.
Today we are proud to officially open the Roxville Policy Club Computer Room, a space that represents growth, opportunity, and our commitment to empowering our community through education and technology.
Today's initiative that has once again been supported by the Digicel Foundation is indeed a record-breaking success. Not everybody can be able to buy a computer, and even though they buy a computer, some of them don't have internet. And there will be a space, a safe space, where they can come and do their homework and to be able to do their SBAs and to be able to ensure that they have a starting chance in life.
At Tobago, we often speak about Panyard model. A Panyard is not just where music is played, it's where discipline is learned, talent is shaped, teamwork is built, and young people is guided in a safe space and positive environment. This exactly is what Technology and Education Center represent. Just as a Panyard brings young people together around steel pan, this center brings them together around technology to learn, to explore, and to prepare for the future.
I am truly thrilled to be here with you today as we celebrate the opening of another Technology in Education Center, the 4th Thai Center in Tobago. Through this program, we aim to bridge the digital divide by expanding access to technology and the internet in communities that need it most. And with the invaluable partnership of Tobago, we have been able to go a step further, embedding technology within Panyards.
Just to say to the young people and all the persons who will be accessing this facility, you need to show ownership of it. You need to take care of it. And I suppose that in the not too distant future, knowing Mr. Hazel and the Police Youth Club, they're going to expand on it when they look at how many persons are accessing it.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Good morning.
morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And guys, you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. This morning, we are showing you an overhead shot of the Claude Noel Highway, specifically at the Rockleyville traffic light. And you know, we see a smooth flow of traffic going towards east and west, and also you know, coming into Scarborough if you are coming from that north side road, which is a bit peculiar for this time of the morning. Honestly, usually we see a bit of a pile up from that north side road at this time, or even from east heading west at this particular traffic light. But there seems to be a smooth flow of traffic this morning. Hopefully when we check back in, it's the same, and you can get to work on time quickly without any fuss, right? Ladies and gentlemen, good morning again, and we continue our discussions here this morning. And I have the privilege of sitting and chatting in studio with Mr. Alan Stewart, who is the director of TEMA Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning all of Tobago. Good morning all of Trinidad and Tobago.
Excellent. And just as we started off our conversations yesterday, we were chatting with the TTPS about, you know, getting ready for the carnival season, safety, security, awareness. This morning, we are chatting with TEMA to find out what are, you know, some of the things that are being put in place at this time to handle the activities that are happening for the National Carnival. As you know, there's two Juve events that are happening at the same time, one in Roxborough and one in Crown Point, and then on Tuesday at Cudler Hall. Then we have the Mud Mass and the Pretty Mass that's happening in Scarborough area. Tell us a bit about TEMA's preparedness.
Well, I think we prepared with we have analyzed the challenge that these various venues offer. As you will maybe quite aware that the role of the Tobago Emergency Management Agency over the years, dating back to 2005, is to provide to the space a coordinated command operations where we establish these command posts. This year, it will be no different. However, it poses its own challenges in the sense that resources are not readily available as they used to be in the past. And as a result of that, it requires careful planning and execution. We met with our partners through the Tobago Disaster Management Committee. I think that would have been our final meeting for this event in terms of discussions at that level. I know on Friday there may be some tweakings to be done, but the objective is to ensure that TEMA, along with its partners, provide a particular type of service to the public to ensure that safety and security and public health, along with other medical emergencies, are managed in a particular way. Specifically, I think you made a reference to what are we putting in place, and I believe you may be speaking about infrastructure in that regard. So a command post, let me go to the east. You know, the east always feel left out. Let me go to the east first. So in Roxborough for the Juve, we intend to set up a command area at the compound of the fire services, and that will allow for coordination. We had some discussions with the Tobago Regional Health Authority, and they themselves, as you know, the hospital is now available. Command posts will, a medical post will also be established in that area of the parking area of the fire services, where we will be able to deal with emergencies that may occur that can be stabilized and not overwhelm the hospital. On the western side, a similar event will happen, a similar infrastructure. The Coliseum Mall will be utilized for our venue operations center on that end, which will serve to allow for effective coordinations. We are still experiencing a few challenges as it relates to some assets that we are hoping by now, and well, Friday we'll definitely know what's going to happen. So we have put some contingencies in place as to allow for effective monitoring of revelers, and also the command structure will allow for a medical post as well down at Crown Point, and also the health services will provide the necessaries. I know that they will be conducting, and I want to put the vendors especially on notice that they need to ensure that they have their food badges, because those inspections will happen. Also, the infrastructure in terms of what you do for stages and bleachers, the fire service will be looking at those things very clinically to ensure that they are, they are ready for the weight and the mass that is coming against them. And when I say mass, not the one that the revelers weight. So these things are in place. I really want to take this opportunity to, really show some appreciation to a number of our stakeholders, members of the police service, the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, in all of its different variations. So you have the Coast Guard, you have the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment, you have the Trinidad and Tobago Reserves, all of which are pitching in to ensure based on the splitting of resources during this period. It's not like the October Mass where we could have a major amount of resources, human resource from those sectors coming to Tobago.
Right.
It means therefore that the resources are very stretched, and it's something that I want to caution the planners that they need to think about it. Things like public, how do you take care of sanitation after these cleanup? Sometimes we are overwhelmed by or overridden by those people with business concerns, entrepreneurship. But it must be balanced as to how you manage the spaces in terms of law and order, traffic management, and also the issues of public health, and also the sanitation of the places that you may have used immediately on Wednesday morning. Is back to normal, and therefore you need to be able to have resources in such a way where you could have continuity, business continuity as usual. So those are some of the fundamental factors. We want to urge revelers to adhere to the marshals in the bands, things like that. Safety concerns, manage your liquid intake, that is, dehydration, it's funny, is very important. And some people have the wrong liquids in terms of the quantities inside, and it brings out a particular type of behavior that sometimes just get you in your consumption, get you into trouble. So we ask revelers to manage their consumption.
Who are some of your partners? Are you also partnering with the TTPS for this particular event? And persons who are going out, you tell them to ensure that they are not over drinking or over consuming. What are you saying as well for the younger persons who may be going out? Because I know the police indicated yesterday that often you see a lot of young persons at these events. Some are just turned 18 for the first time, or just turned 21 for the first time, and this is their first experience at the carnival event.
And there are vultures out there that take advantage of their newness to the area. You can know, you look at them and you know definitely that they have not the experience of that type of the alcohol and the consumption of it with the sunlight. And by the time we know around, by the time 10 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening, you start seeing behaviors that suggest that something is up there of consumed. So we ask people to manage your consumption. Also, you asked about the partners. So our partners are members of the public health. You have also the TRHA, over the past years, we would have had the Trinidad and Tobago Medical Association being a part of it, and their members. So a wide range of doctors and nurses make themselves available for the event. You also have I mentioned the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, which plays a very crucial role in all of this. Sometimes they are stretched to a point where these pre-Carnival events, by the time Carnival come around, their resources are stretched thin in terms of manpower and the availability. We ask people to cooperate with their instructions on the roadway. It's for their own safety. At the command area, we see the big picture. And you have these actors from not only from a security point of view, but simple things like overhead lines. The Trinidad and Tobago TNTech is doing their part to ensure that trucks are kept within their height limits. Those things were communicated. The members of the licensing division is also doing their part pre the event to ensure that the trucks that will be utilized are at their required height. And basically we want to ask, band leaders and also those persons who are providing that kind of cautions to the band's stewards to look out for DJs who may pack things on top of their boxes that sometimes come into contact with overhead lines. These are serious violations that cause problems, and certainly will be the authorities will be looking out for these things, and therefore will take necessary action. We understand that where you may have to manage your decibel levels, especially if you're in the area or you're straight into an area where you are close to, whether it's in Roxborough, close to there is a hospital in the close by vicinity. So if you're up in that street, you need to make sure we don't expect bands to be going up inside of there, but you make sure that in the vicinity, the radius, your decibel levels, I think it's not supposed to pass 65 decibels. I may be a bit off by 5, but certainly we want people to cooperate. So we want to see we attend to ourselves in the interest of safety. Another key area is your personal belongings. And I think you mentioned also the need for those persons who are young, very young. We're talking about young children that sometimes they are found, but their parents are lost. We see it the other way around where we say lost and found is nobody the kids. But sometimes we have the children and we don't know where the parents are. At this command area, we advise if there is any lost, somebody that you cannot find their loved ones, then you circle it back to the command area. A police officer can take it from there in terms of guiding and holding that situation until we contact the parent. What is advised where you have young children is probably you can put in their back pocket their names, their whatever contact number, so that if they run into those difficulties, at least you can contact the parent or the guardian.
Understood. And I think that's good information because we do have the Kiddies Carnival that's happening. I believe it's on Saturday.
Yes.
So that would be in Scarborough as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys would be present there to ensure.
Yeah, the operation goes into effect at least Saturday. We will be up and running by Friday. Tomorrow we start doing the infrastructure where it's necessary, and everything will be up and running for that time. Everything comes back into Scarborough on Tuesday. So we expect all to come to Scarborough, and that is where things can be very, very, very coming to the last of the festival, and we hope that everybody enjoy themselves, in a way under serious moderation.
Right, and you spoke earlier about some resource challenges. Are those challenges because of the fact that the National Carnival was a bit up in the air and persons were not sure the extent to which Tobago would be participating in the festivals? Well, what would have caused that challenge in terms of having the requisite resources to have already been put in place?
I think there is a number of new players in the market, in the space or in the operations, and the process and their new rules and financial rules and regulations. For example, let us take procurement. Procurement is now an area of a decision taken that things must go through a process in order for you to procure a good or service, which is a very good thing. However, the lack of alacrity in the operations of these sometimes don't help in these fast-paced events that require the late start of the festival. May say, well, okay, we now having our first meeting, you're not sure what is going to be, and by the time you have those, the venues are set out, the pace by which you procure the necessaries can take time and it become very strenuous. Also, the splitting of resources, if you have to do Juve in Roxborough and you do Juve in Crown Point, then you still have a tongue to take care of. You still have a tongue that requires, the tongue is still the tongue. So you have 3 areas that you really have to tend to, because there are issues that occur outside of the festivities itself that may be annexed to it. It's not directly, but indirectly have its impact. And therefore, the splitting of resources recognize that manpower becomes a serious issue as to how do you staff these operations, how do you sustain them over time, people burnt out, things like that, and the necessaries to allow for it to happen, in terms of ablutions, and how do you take care of persons at these venues where you may require the necessary toilet facilities, simple things like that, very challenging when you have a situation where you have to do the necessary. Is not something you could just click a finger and it happens, even though there are monies to be paid. But the fact of the matter, the process of getting these prerequisites sometimes poses a very, very serious challenge.
Well, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversation on readiness and preparedness for the carnival activities that are happening. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a quick break here, and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it, anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
It's Carnival. The Vibe. The event space formerly known as Shade, Fordham Court, Tobago, says, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwamg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum, it's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is carnival.
new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. And we are looking at an overhead shot again of the Claude Noel Highway, particularly at the Spring Garden traffic light. And we are right there next to the Orange Hill gas station. And as we see a very smooth flow of traffic happening here this morning, going both east and west bound. So this morning, if you are heading into Scarborough from the highway, or you're heading towards the Crown Point area, you should be able to get there without any hindrances. And I must say I'm a bit surprised. Usually we see a pile up at this particular traffic light at this time, but there's a relatively smooth flow of traffic that's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we return to you with our conversation on carnival readiness. Yes, the National Carnival is happening, and Tobago will also be a part of those celebrations. Even as we move towards gradually focusing solely on the Tobago October Carnival, there's still a number of activities that are happening and somewhat a diversification of the offerings for the National Carnival and the October Carnival, as has been expressed by the Secretary for Tourism. And so even as we are maintaining that events are still happening, we are here to ensure that Tobago is prepared, the population is prepared, and the infrastructure is in place to ensure that there is a safe celebration. Mr. Stewart, even during the break time, we were talking a bit about expected crowds, especially seeing that the events are split. You have Juve in Roxborough, Juve in Crown Point. Are we expecting the same massive turnouts that we are used to? I mean, it's not the first time there are parallel Juves happening. There have been Juves in Roxborough and Crown Point at the same time before. But now that there has recently been a carnival in October, do you think that we're going to see that same major turnout? And do you think the infrastructure being put in place is sufficient to handle it?
I think there's another mix that needs to go into this, all of this. So while I think that, yes, there is this split, the split concern bear upon the resources of the state to provide for the venues. And we have seen it in the past where it can be stretched. Each junction, the junctions have to be managed. Each thoroughfare has to be managed in a particular, each band has to be managed in a particular way. And there's also the deviancy that sometimes show its neck in the carnival festivity. And therefore law enforcement has to be prepared, medic has to be prepared, the medical side have to be prepared, the public health issues are still alive and well. So while the numbers may not show, but one of the things that I think, honestly, I think this year there's something happening with the music. The music is very enticing, and it brings out revelry in a particular manner, where when you have a tune saying, I just can't behave myself, people act on that, people behave, they respond to it in a particular way, and therefore it have its own interpretation, personal interpretation as to the reveler, and then people behave in a particular manner, and therefore one incident or two incidents of intoxication and people going above, beyond, people driving on the road in a particular way. These related events sometimes creates its own issues, and therefore we have to be prepared for those things.
Understood. And even as we kind of round up our discussions this morning, is there anything that you want to say to our viewers to kind of caution them during this time, whether they are participating in the carnival events or not?
Certainly. One of the things that or what is critically important is your public safety and also your property, safety of your property. The lead up to Carnival has its own opportunities for those who wish to be deviant. For example, during this period where there's a lot of fetes, we ask business owners to be particularly concerned about your safety of your staff, guests, and also the properties. For example, people will look for a quick grab of cash, make sure that your CCTVs are functional. That is one of the things that I ask people. We want to remind people to do, make sure that your security systems is a time to beef up your security in your establishment. And there is also the need for personal safety. Where you park your car, did you lock it? Is it in a lit area? Your jewelry, what are you wearing? Is it ones that somebody could snatch and run? Things like that, how you prepare and take care of yourself. Those of you who are going to these fetes, there are a lot of drugs that are passing around that could, change your behavior in a way that you could find yourself doing things that, on a normal day you will not. So be particular, especially the females, be responsible. Try to be responsible for yourself.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you again so much for being here this morning. Thank you for giving us some insight into the level of security that we can expect from TIMA during this particular carnival season. And again, we look forward to a safe and secure carnival. And we are hoping that all the resources that are needed to successfully secure all these venues and all these events are well prepared in time for the events, starting with the Kiddies Carnival that's happening on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Coming up, fetes, pan, parades, soca. Yes, Carnival is in full swing. Artists from all over added their strokes to Antigua and Barbuda's canvas. A boost for these Barbadian projects through the power to make a difference. Equal servings of culture and good cheer. It's Caribbean Passport TV right here on this station.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Every night and day, I want to wave, I want to wine, I want to party with you. Party with you. I want to look it right, yeah. I want to wave, I want to wine, I want to party with you. Party with you. Party with you. When the rhythm pumping up, it's everybody jumping up. We sweating, and when the sun is blazing, it's party like we crazy.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
As you come in. Long time I see you. This station pumping. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Stephen to see about them. Yes, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about them. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla? I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you an overhead shot of the Lambo back road there that leads onto the old road, right where those guys usually sell fish. If you know what I'm talking about right there, take a good look. And so you see that there is a TN-Tech truck that's in the middle of the road and that's doing some work there on an overhead line. So for the persons who usually take the back road to get away from the congestion on the main road, that may not be possible for you this morning. Cars are being turned back. You see the cones that are in the middle of the road there, and so that particular area on the back road, the old road, is cordoned off and persons are not able to pass there. So if you have been thinking, or if that is a part of your usual route to get away from the traffic on the Claude Noel Highway, unfortunately that cannot happen for you this morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we jump straight ahead into our conversation, and we are talking a bit about the Windward Afro Queen show. And to have that conversation with me this morning, I have the privilege of chatting with Miss Keena Macmillan, who is a committee member and is in charge of hospitality for the pageant. Good morning again and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Excellent. So, we are no stranger to the Windward Afro Queen show. Tell us a bit about what's happening this year particularly, and what can persons look forward to.
Okay then. Well, last year they had moved the Windward Afro Queen show to a Wednesday. I guess they were experimenting, and they listened to the persons of the Windward side and said we want it back on a Saturday. So it's back on Saturday. We have 9 contestants and we expect it to be a wonderful show.
Excellent. And you are 9 contestants. I know usually there's a particular theme that's represented for the Windward Afro Queen show that is quite Afrocentric.
Yes.
Focused on African roots. What is the theme this time around, and what are the women representing, or who are the women representing?
Yes. So this year's theme is Jewel of the West, from grit to pure gold. The contestants, they randomly picked the numbers that they will go in order, and the region in Africa alongside with the jewel that signifies that region.
Okay, and so what exactly are the young women expected to portray as it pertains to each region? Is it that they are expected to highlight some of the cultural aspects of the countries that they represent, or help to educate the public on the particular jewel that they are representing? Give us a greater level of understanding, specifically for the persons who are really unaware of the intricacies of the Windward Afro Queen shows.
Okay then. For example, contestant number 1, she is Miss Job. She is Nigeria. So with that, she has her particular jewel, right? So for the casual wear, they will more focus on the region. So we'll have probably a map, it will have something that relates them. So the young ladies had to do some research themselves. So this in itself is helping them. Yes, this is her here, Kyra Job from the Goodwood Police Youth Club. She is representing Nigeria. And then you have the gown that will reflect the jewel. So the gown will now reflect if it's gold or salt or oil. Yeah, that's how it's going to be run on.
Okay, excellent. Tell us a bit about how the women were chosen to represent their clubs or areas within this particular pageant. Was there a call for participants, a screening? What was the process like? Was it a very rigorous process, or was it quite easy for the women? What were they expected to present or show in order to get into the competition?
Well, due to elections, I think that kind of delayed the process. However, it was sent out to the various groups in Tobago from Charleville straight down, right? So we sent them the invitation of the screening. They all represented. All 9 got through because they were uniquely just themselves, and they brought something different, and they were of the ages of 17 to 30, because we carried up the age for that. it's a difference because there are persons who want to take part in it and they say, oh, I'm too old. So we just changed it this year. We tweaked the age and they all came out. We couldn't even deny them.
Right. Tell us a bit about the jewelry that the women are wearing in this particular photo shoot.
Yes, this was sponsored by Camille Khan. She sponsored them, the photo shoots, and she will also be giving them again, sponsoring for the night of the Queen Show.
Tell us a bit about some of the partners for this particular Windward Afro Queen Show.
Well, it's with Tobago Festivals, of course. They're going to do more the stage production and all this. The committee members are more so to reach out to the vendors. We are there for the contestants, of course, and making sure the show runs smoothly.
And again, this is happening on Valentine's Day.
Yes,
this
on
is
Valentine's
happening
Day.
on
Yes,
Saturday the 14th at Sid Gray Complex at 7 p.m. sharp. We see that you have some guest performances as well.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that, the entertainment aspect of it.
Skinny Fabulous, he will be there. We have one more to confirm, so we have to look out on the Windward Carnival page for more information about that, but Skinny Fabulous is going to be there for sure.
Excellent. And so persons within that area, persons in the east, even in the west,
yes,
are expected to come out and play a part and be a part of all of this celebration that's happening as a part of the overall national carnival that's happening here on the island of Tobago. Tell us a bit about the reigning Miss Windward Afro Queen. What has some of her duties been throughout the year? And how do you foresee that transition in terms of the new queen taking on that crown and actually doing events within the community, being engaged? So tell us about that aspect of it.
Well, this committee is new. We weren't the committee from last year, right? So when we were told Miss Walker, unfortunately she's in Trinidad, so the transition because of the boat and all these things, it was hard for her to come. But we are in constant conversation with her. I'm not sure if she'll be able to come on Saturday, but we had open conversations with her and so forth. So I can't tell you exactly her roles throughout the year, but I will foresee the person who wins this year will be more involved in the community, more so in Carnival, because they did a workshop as well, a cultural workshop, etiquette training, so the girls will be ready for whomever is the winner.
Right. And so what role do you see that new Afro Queen playing as it pertains to, possible ambassadorship for the Tobago Carnival? Would they be a part of doing some of those promotions for the October Carnival? Tell us about that level of involvement and why is it important to have them a bit more engaged with the crown this time around?
Most definitely, because for me, I would say personally for me, I think that the conversation now the winner will have to have with the Secretary of Tourism on where they could partnership. Because I see them, because of the education they have and each girl being uniquely themselves and educated, they will be able to, as you said, highlight the Tobago Carnival, probably go to different functions, social media itself, promoting the island and so on.
Excellent. Tell us a bit about the actual logistics for the event in terms of parking and where persons can be for those who have never attended the Windward Afro Queen Show and they're looking to figure out how it's going to happen. In addition to vendors, can vendors still register to vend at the event, or is that already closed off? Tell us a bit about the logistical aspect of it.
Okay, well, unfortunately, the vending has been closed. They sent out an ad on Tobago Festival's page, and persons send in their registration, and persons are successful. They got called, and they will be vending there. For car park, the Sid Gray has a big car park, but we know it's going to be a big event. So we are saying the Renaissance area that's in the housing, you could park there as well. Roxborough Secondary has a big parking. You might just have to walk a little something, but it's still space. Roxborough has enough space to park.
All right, excellent. And are you expecting a large crowd to come out for this particular event on Saturday?
Yes, I would say this because people are excited about it. It's changed from Wednesday back to Saturday. The youths are so in tune with social media. There's a People's Choice going on right now, and it's blowing up. And that will finish tomorrow at Friday about 12 o'clock so. And you've seen the engagement, so I expect a big crowd. And some of these young ladies have 14 siblings, so you expect all family members are going to come out there.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back chatting more about the Windward Afro Queen show that's happening this Saturday at the Sid Grey Complex at 7 p.m. Something that you definitely don't want to miss. Just in case you were wondering how you were going to spend your Valentine's, you do not have to spend it alone. Actually, you can spend it with friends and family, having a great time at the Windward Afro Queen show. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a quick break right here, and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Every night and day, I want to wave, I want to wine, I want to party with you. Party with you. I want to look it right, yeah. I want to wave, I want to wine, I want to party with you. Party with you. Party with you. When the rhythm pumping up, it's everybody jumping up. We sweating, we sweating. And when the sun is blazing, it's party like we crazy.
Tobago. It's Carnival. The Vibe. The event space formerly known as Shade. For the Court Tobago. Said, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday. Starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival week. And pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser. Allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through. Every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwamg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum, it's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is Carnival.
morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at is an overhead shot of the Claude Noel Highway right at the Orkinscure roundabout, right there at the Republic Bank on the highway there. And as you can see, there's a bit of a slow movement of traffic that's heading toward east. There's a slight pileup we're seeing right on the roundabout itself, heading toward east, toward the Scarborough area. And we don't know, maybe it could be as a result of the fact that persons are being diverted from the Lambo Main Road. So when they get onto that Lambo Main Road, inevitably having to turn around and go back around that roundabout again in order to go towards Scarborough. Because as you know, if you are exiting Lambo right here on the Claude Noel Highway at the Belgrove's Funeral Home, there's no way to turn right. You have to turn left. So persons are, going left and going around the roundabout to go to Scarborough. And so you can see that there's that back road being cordoned off there because of the work that's being done on the back road. So if you are traversing the highway at this time, as you can see, there's a bit of a pileup happening because persons are unable to use that Lambo back road as freely as they usually do to get away from the congestion on the highway. And so you would know that this is quite an irregular time to see such a pileup happening all the way down to Orkinscure from the highway. Just shows you how pivotal that back road is in easing some of the congestion that's happening, or that usually happens during this time on the Claude Noel Highway. We see a little bit of a pileup happening going towards both east and west, a high indication that there's the inability to use that back road. And ladies and gentlemen, we return with our conversation this morning, and as we round up, we are still chatting about the Windward Afro Queen show, and we are letting you know exactly where you can get your tickets with Miss Keena Macmillan.
Yes, so in the east side, you could get your tickets at Pablo's Supermarket in Argyle from this evening. And in the west, you could go to the Shore Park Complex. Tickets are $100 for adults, $50 for children.
Right. And as it pertains to seating, persons should walk with their umbrellas. What are we doing?
The complex is covered, but we also have a giveaway for the biggest crew. So the crew members, if you don't have space there, you might stay at the sidelines to watch the show, but I assure you it's going to be a good one, so we expect everyone to come out.
Right, and with the unpredictability of the weather these days, I would walk with my umbrella if I were you, or at least have an umbrella in the car.
Yes.
And so we are going to come out and have a great time. I'm not sure if we would be broadcasting the show here, but I really hope to see a successful Afro Queen show that's happening this year. We want to say a special thank you and congratulations to the committee that has been putting in the work to ensure the success of this event, along with the Tobago Festivals Commission and the Division of Tourism. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is your opportunity to come out and support the 9 young ladies that would be in the competition on Saturday. That's 9 young ladies representing West Africa, is it? The West African countries. And so we have a number of countries being on display there. I see you have Libya, I see Nigeria, I see Ghana, I see Benin, I see Togo, a number of different countries. And I know you must see someone or a face that you are familiar with. And we are encouraging you to, whether you know the young ladies or not, just come out and support them and let them know that they have your support. Encourage them as they step forward and, with that level of bravery to represent their community, their groups, and Tobago on a whole, because this is really the beginning of, a bright future for many of them, giving them that level of exposure to the stage, to public speaking, to demonstrating who they are, their capacity, their talents. And so we also look forward to seeing a number of the designs
Yes.
That will be presented in those evening gongs, really showcasing Tobago's talent.
Yes.
Anyway, as we round off our discussion this morning, is there anything that you want to say to our viewers looking on before we go?
I just want to remind you again, Saturday, 14th, we are at the Sid Gray Complex at 7 p.m. Come out and support these young women. We have Dalaford, Lewiston, Argyle, Mount St. George, Mason Hall, the Lance Family Prisons group. We have Goodwood Police Youth Group. I hope I'm not forgetting. I'm trying to run. But yes, we have the different villages. So come out and support the girls. They are really excited. Most of them has never been on a stage before. So we want you to come out and support them. And it's expected to be a good one.
Right. And don't forget you have soca artists like Skinny Fabulous.
Yes.
And maybe even another surprise guest. You never know. It's something that you definitely want to come out and be a part of. Bring your friends, your family, and come out. Make it a date. Do not be late. You want to be there for the entire show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end our discussions this morning. We want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.